Hi, I'm Ian of Ian's Truth Be Told True Crimes, and this is a 16 or 18 or more. It's a 16-part series so far, and it's the truth about what happened to my mum in 2018. Now, I didn't find out that we had been set up until 2020, January 2020, and the evidence that I provide in this 16-part so far series proves that something untoward happened to my mum. Now, I believe that my mum was murdered in 2018, but in 2018, I believe that we were set up, myself and my mum, because of the circumstances that happened. Now, if you watch my series, there's a orange folder, yellow-orange folder, and that's part one. And I tell the story of what happened in part one. Part two onwards is physical evidence. So it has the date that of my mum's true death. It has the coroner's witness statement written by my father, but to Lindsay Ainsworth, the coroner's assistant's directions. Now, I know for a fact that my mum went into hospital on the 21st of May 2018, complaining of hurting her ankle and her shin. I was told that she had an operation on my birthday, the 22nd of May 2018, and she died on the 23rd, although I didn't see her dead until the 24th, and I went in and said my goodbyes to my dead mum on the 24th of May 2018. When I found the record in 2020, I found a coroner's witness statement written and signed by my father to Lindsay Ainsworth, the coroner's assistant's directions. And it stated that mum had gone into hospital on the 14th of May, a week before, had an operation on the 15th of May and died on the 28th of May, but she had not. The coroner's witness statement written and directed by my father, when I found it, I also found a letter written to my father, typed to my father, from Lindsay Ainsworth, the coroner's assistant, and it stated that he could amend the coroner's witness statement, which is what he did. And when I found this coroner's witness statement, I knew that the dates were wrong, so I immediately took it to see my brother. My father was away on holiday in Crete, and I went and saw my brother at the shop, and I showed him, and I said, look, I found this coroner's witness statement. It's got the wrong dates on it. Mum was only there for 4 days, and she died. You know that. And he said, no. And I said, but you were there as well, so I don't quite get what you mean, no. He said, I didn't do anything wrong. All I did was write the records. I didn't do anything wrong. All I did was write the paperwork, which I found very strange. So I immediately, well, not immediately, but I ordered all the hospital records. I tried to get them through the hospital to start off with, and the hospital would not release the records to me. So I had to go through Every Solicitors of Exeter, and they released the records from the hospital to me, but they didn't come through until June 2020. When they came through, I went through the hospital records. I asked them to print them off for me, and the solicitors printed them off for me. And when I went through them, I recognised the handwriting immediately to be my brother Michael, my sister-in-law Sally, and my father Alan Parrish's handwriting. When I went through them, there were other people's records mixed in with them, and the first time round when they typed them out, there was a few people. And when I spoke to Every Solicitors, I spoke to Sharon, the secretary there, and she said that there was about 5 or 6 other people's patients' notes mixed in with mum's. It was very strange that when I ordered them the first time, they came through, and there's like a couple of pages where there's another lady's records mixed in. And when I ordered them the second time, they came through and they were different again. Now, Every Solicitors have said that there was 5 or 6 patients, other patients' medical records mixed in, but they didn't type those out because they weren't relevant to my mum's case. which is why they didn't type them out. But to me, that kind of, I wish they had, because the few bits of paper that were there, they were similar to what happened to my mum, and the patients had similar things wrong with them. There's a Kathleen F. Taylor. She also had dementia. She went in, and there was a record. Hang on a minute. There was a discharge summary, and it said it had the same date on it. It was typed on the same date as my mum's discharge summary, which was the 21st of May 2018, which was actually the date of her admission. And she was there for 4 days as well. Now, my mum was there for 4 days. She died on the third day. The hospital records, when they came through, were as my father had written in the coroner's witness statement, that mum had gone in on the 14th, had an operation on the 15th, and died on the 28th. The hospital records, the 2018 hospital records that are written by my family, Michael, Sally and Alan, my father, they say that she went in on the 14th, had an operation on the 15th, and died on the 28th. The coroner himself, Mr. Philip Spinney, his assistant, sent a letter to mum's doctor, Dr. Hadfield. She sent it on the 28th of May, stating that mum died on the 23rd of May. I saw and said goodbye to my dead mum on the 24th of May, and I sat in a room with her for 20 minutes, half an hour, 35 minutes perhaps, bawling my eyes out because my mum had died. My friend Jo, who was the site manager of the Royal Devon and Exeter Hospital, she sent me a message at 6:47 p.m. on the 24th of May to say how sorry she was to see me so upset in the hospital because I just said goodbye to my dead mum. The 16-part so far series that I've put on here is about the whole thing. So part one is audio only. It's a yellow-orange folder, and it's this story, audio only, about what happened to mum, the day she went in, what happened to her, and all that sort of thing. She'd gone in complaining of hurting her ankle. Part two is the evidence, and it's the coroner's evidence, the letter to my father saying about amending the coroner's witness statement, the coroner's witness statement, the mortuary witness statement also signed by Lindsay Ainsworth. So Lindsay Ainsworth signed the letter that she wrote to my mum's doctor that stated that mum died on the 23rd. That letter was sent on the 28th. Lindsay Ainsworth also signed the mortuary witness statement on the 24th of May 2018, along with Dr. Leif Al-Maktar. There's also a TEP escalation form in there that's signed by Dr. Leif Al-Maktar that says that mum died on the 24th, or they identified her on the 24th. There's lots of records all to do with it. There's a record that mum's patient summary was sent to Wanford House Hospital, where all the patient summaries go, on the 24th of May 2018. My mum died, or I saw her dead, on the 24th of May 2018. That's part two. Part three is 6 x-rays on 2 different days, 14th and the 15th, days mum wasn't in the hospital. 14th of May 2018, there's 2 x-rays of a hip, and then on the 15th of May 2018, there's 4 x-rays of the hip, and it says that she broke her hip and had a femoral nail fitted. Now the 6 x-rays have all got mum's date of birth correct, but they've got her age wrong for the year. They say that she was 83, but she was 85. There are also, there's only a few x-rays in there, but there were 6 x-rays of when mum had a CT scan in 2016. Mum was 83 in 2016 when she had the CT scans. There's 6 x-rays from that, or CT scans. There's 6 x-rays from 2018. I believe that the CT scans have been used to and photoshopped to make up the 2018 X-rays. There's a load of radiology notes that are on really old paperwork from 2006. Mum fell and fractured her right wrist in 2007. On the 14th of January 2007, she went back and had a plaster cast fitted on the 15th of January 2007. There's there's a radiology request card that's like on a paperwork from 2006. So all of Mum's old records have been used to make up the new records from 2018, written by my family. And my family wrote the extra 10 days of hospital records within those records. Part 3 is the radiology bit. Part 4 is altered dates. So Mum wasn't there 14th and 15th of May 2018. There's 23 plus altered dates in the hospital records. One date has been written over the top of another, and the majority of those are on the 14th and 15th of May 2018, dates that my mum wasn't in hospital. There's an awful lot. There's 222 pages of records. As I say, Mum was there for 4 days, not 14 days. There's an extra day, an extra 10 days of records, 6 on one side and 4 on the other. And the altered dates are within those 10 days when Mum wasn't in the hospital. I think it's part 5. There's a medication chart that hasn't got any medication on. It's only got very mild drugs for perhaps someone who hurt their ankle and their shin. They say that Mum had a femoral nail fitted and she had a pain block. The pain block record says that she had it on the 20th. It says 22nd and it's been written 05 over the top. They say that she was given dalteparin on the 23rd of May 2018, that she was given end-of-life care. Mum didn't have anything wrong with her. I believe that she was murdered. Well, I know she was murdered because there was nothing wrong with her. She walked to the car, she walked out of the house. There was nothing wrong with her on the day that she apparently fell. I don't even believe that she fell. So from part 2 to part 8 is the evidence of all the different things. There's admission paperwork. There's the medication chart, and the summary, discharge summary was typed on the 21st of May, which was the admission date, the original admission date of my late mum. The records were started, they were only typed on the 21st, there was none typed beforehand. There's loads of records on old out-of-date paperwork from 2011 to 2014. Strangely enough, my father fell and bumped his hip in 2014 and he ended up getting cellulitis on his leg and he was in hospital in 2014. I don't believe that there was anything at all wrong with my mum, that she went in and the paperwork says that she had an operation on a day she wasn't there. Like I say, there's 23 altered dates on days that she wasn't there. There's 6 x-rays on the same days that have a date of birth right and her age wrong. There's all these medications in the records, but they're not on a medication chart. There's one medication chart in 222 pages. The 222 pages would have had to have been written and typed before she went into hospital, because she was only there for 4 days, and it would have been an impossible feat to type that many papers and records. So from part 2 to part 8 is the evidence, and I point out all the bits that are wrong and the bits that have been altered and all that sort of thing. Part 8A and 8B are the 222 pages of records, and I just go through the whole lot and show you all of them. Part 9 is about hacking. Part 9A is about hacking. Part 10 is the questions to the head coroner, Mr. Philip Spinney, about why he went against his own assistant's instructions that Mum died on the 23rd, and the fact that she signed a mortuary witness statement on the 24th identified my mum. Yet he still went against it, and said that she died on the 28th of May 2018. I also show the pictures of 3 ladies that turned up and had an anniversary party with my brother and sister-in-law on the 24th of June 2021, when the GP records was last typed on the 24th of June 2020 by Susan Hailstone. Then there's part 11 is questions to the GP practice, again about why did Mum's doctor, Dr. Hadfield, put into the coroner's inquest that Mum died on the 28th when she received a letter from Lindsay Ainsworth, the coroner's assistant, stating that Mum died on the 23rd. The letter was sent on the 28th. She received it on the 4th of June, but she still put through that Mum died on the 28th. When Mum had died on the night of the 23rd, I saw her on the 24th. She'd been identified by Lindsay Ainsworth, coroner's assistant, on the 24th. That was part 11. So again, it was questions to the GP practice about why she'd put the wrong dates down again. Part 12 is questions to my family, my brother Michael, my sister-in-law Sally, my father Alan, about why my dad amended a coroner's witness statement stating that my mum died on a different day to the day that she died. Why did my brother and sister-in-law have an anniversary party with 3 ladies in a car apps for NHS? Part 12A is also about the same thing, about my brother and sister-in-law having an anniversary party with 3 ladies who turned up in a car apps for NHS, AP5 for NHS, on the 24th of June 2021, when the records were typed by Susan Hailstone, who is one of the 3 ladies in the pictures. And the fact that my sister-in-law, there's pictures of my sister-in-law, there's actually a video of her on there. Like my sister-in-law told me that everyone has a price. If you pay people enough money, it's surprising how convincing they can be. They basically told me that they've paid everyone off, and these 3 ladies just happen to be Julie Dent, the head chair of the Royal Devon and Exeter Hospital, Susan Hailstone, the lady who wrote the records a year to the day from when they turned up and had an anniversary party, Claire Spinney, the coroner's relative. They all turned up in a car at NHS. And my sister-in-law wrote a piece to the court to state that her and her friends thought it was weird that I would think that there was a conspiracy between her and her friends who turned up on the 24th of June 2021, that I thought that there was a conspiracy. The reason that I thought there was a conspiracy, which I still do, is because there was 3 ladies in a car apps for NHS, and one of them happens to be Susan Hailstone, the lady that typed the records a year to the day from when the records were typed. Susan Hailstone's name is in the GP records, and it's on every single page. That was the reason that I thought it was suspicious, and I thought there was a conspiracy. And I do believe there is a conspiracy. In fact, I know there is. Part 13 is questions to the RD&E hospital. And I put in the complaint letters that I got replies to my complaint letters. I sent in 2 complaints, and the head chair, her name is on one of the letters. It's on a letter that's been altered in the actual hospital records. It's all of this is in all of the evidence that I put in, and it's the chief executive, Melanie Walker. She replied. She did a full investigation. She couldn't find any altered dates at all or changed dates. She wrote a letter back to me to say, I'm sorry that you don't believe what we're saying, and it's as hard as it is for you to come to terms with the fact that your mum died on the 28th. She didn't. She died on the day we said she died. The reason I know she died on the 24th, because I said goodbye to my dead mum on the 24th. The reason I know she was there on the 21st was because I was there. The reason that I know she was there on the 22nd because it was my birthday, and it is every year, and she was there. The reason that I knew she was there on the 23rd, she was there, I was there. My questions were to part 13, were to the RD&E hospital. Part 14, questions to my brother, and I do a video, there's a video of him on there where he's shouting, and my sister-in-law are shouting, you don't even know what day it is. I approached them on the 24th of May 2021, and they're shouting at me. I said, it's the 24th of May 2021. It's the same day that my mum died in 2018, and they shout at me, you don't even know what day it is. Now I know what day it is. I know what day it is every day. I know what day it was when my mum died. They knew what day it was as well, but they were just trying to get out of it. I say, you know, you've got away with murdering my mum, because they have got away with murdering my mum. They're still getting away with murdering my mum. They murdered my mum. The records that were written caused my mum's death. What they did to my mum in the hospital caused my mum's death. And all of these people are complicit in my mum's death. And that's Sally and Michael, they're my brother and sister-in-law, and they wrote the records. And that's part 14. Like I say, 12A's Sally, 14's my brother and Sally, 15's my dad. And what he did, and there's pictures of my father on part 15. The police have covered it up. They won't look into it, any of it. I've put a 16-part series together so far. The evidence that I provided is fraud. It's fraud in the hospital records, GP practice records, coroner's report. It's all fraud, all of it. The coroner's like exempt from all of this. People won't go against the head coroner. The police won't go against the coroner. Nobody will go against him. But all of it is fraud. All of it is fraud. And they should. All I want to do is get justice for my mum. If you are a concerned citizen of England, and you don't want this to happen to your mum, perhaps you might know an MP and that you could write to them, or you could ring them and say, you know, this is Ian's Truth Be Told True Crimes. He's got a YouTube channel and he's trying to get justice for what happened to his mum. Perhaps you could write to your own police force. I mean, I don't think the police will do it anyway, anywhere. No police will get involved. I've already tried writing to Devon and Cornwall Police, Dorset Police, 57, 58 times now. I wrote to a police officer, and he was with the Cybercrime and Serious Crime Unit. And I've got the emails for him, to him, and the ones that I received back. And I sent an email to him putting all the evidence in that I've put on these 16 episodes. I mean, obviously not the coroner's bit, but I've put all the rest of it in. And he wrote back to me to say, we agreed not to discuss this. We didn't agree. I never agreed to anything. The reason I put it on was because in his title it says Serious Crime Squad. Now, I'd have thought murder is a serious crime. I'd have thought fraud is a serious crime. The hacking, he said that it was my own email address that had been used. It wasn't my email address. Someone else was hacking me. I had police officers sitting outside my house in an ordinary car, in uniform one day and not in uniform the next. I know that I was being hacked, and I know that the police were involved in the hacking because of the fact that I've got videos of this gentleman who's a police officer sat outside my house. I rang the police in 2023 and said that I was going to do a judicial review of Devon and Cornwall Constabulary. They sent an officer around. He came round the Monday after. He came into my home and we had a chat about it. And I said about this officer that had been parked outside. And he said that that could be construed as me harassing him. I was looking out of my window. He couldn't even see whether I was looking out the window. How can that be? I don't know. It's just weird. I wasn't harassing anyone. All I was doing was being observant of the people that were outside on the days that I was being hacked. And I was looking on my phone, and on my phone, it was telling me that I was being hacked. There was 3 other people signed into my Google account, and none of them were me. Or one of them was me, but the rest of them weren't. I was changing my password every 2 weeks for 37 digits, and it was coming up straight away. It was getting hacked. They were hacking me through my email address. They were hacking me through my all different things. They were trying to close my Ian's Field of Greens 2021 YouTube channel down, which they didn't do because it's still on there. I've actually recently gone online and I've made all of my WKMM playlists public again. They were private, a lot of them, but I've made them public again. If you're interested in the story that I'm trying to tell, I've been telling it for the past 4 years. This is the 5th year. And I put it on to Ian's Field of Greens 2021, WKMM, Who Killed My Mum. And I've been trying to tell the story, except I did it subtly before, and now I've just said everyone's name out loud. But it's the truth. That's why it's called Ian's Truth Be Told True Crimes. I'd hate it if any of you had to go through what I have to go through, and I have to go through it daily, because I'm not getting closure. I know that my mum died on the day that I say she died because I was there. I know she went into hospital on the day that I said she went in because I was there. When I close my eyes at night, I can quite often see my mum lying in that bed or squirming about because she couldn't speak and couldn't do anything. I don't know what the hell they'd done to her. But she went from being fine, telling me she'd hurt her ankle, to going into the hospital saying, "Cool, I hope I don't turn out like this lot in here," to the following day looking like those people in there and looking so frail and ill and all that sort of thing. And it's to do with what happened to my mum, what my brother, my sister-in-law and my father did to my mum. It's disgusting, it really is. I keep on trying to make a short video about this to tell you to go and watch my channel. I'll do a short one in a minute, but this is a bit of an elongated one. I don't want this to happen to someone else's mum. I don't want people to have to go through what I'm going through. All I want to do is get justice for my mum. If you know a lawyer, if you know an MP, if you know a judge, if you know someone who's a policeman, who's a good policeman in a different part of England, if you know someone who's an attorney in a different country, with an international law firm, just show them my channel, please, and just say that, you know, this guy's trying to tell the truth about what happened to his mum. He's got all the evidence. What he hasn't got is anyone to prove it to, because the police won't get involved, because it's going against the head coroner. He's the head coroner. He's the big cheese. Nobody will go against him. He's the top court of the land, apart from the Home Office. I just want justice for my mum. That's all I've ever wanted, so I can get closure for what happened to her. I want these people to go to prison. My family to go to prison, because they're the ones that are complicit. They're the ones that done what they've done to my mum. That's all I want. Don't want anything else. I mean, I'd like it if I don't know. I'd like it if a lawyer firm came to me and said, "Would you like to sue the hospital, the coroner's office, the GP practice, the police, all of these?" I'd say yes, because I've had to go through it for 5 years now. This is the 5th year. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair that my mum was murdered. My mum would still be here now. She'd be 91, 92, 91. But she'd still be here. And I know she would. I know what they did. I know that we were set up. I know that they stole everything. My mum was wealthy. She was a wealthy lady in 2012-13. By the time she died in 2018, she didn't have anything left to steal. They'd stolen it all. I've got all the evidence of all my mum's assets, all her money coming out of her bank account, going into my dad's account. We all signed lasting power of attorney in 2015. I found the paperwork at my dad's house when I found the coroner's witness statement. My bit of paper that I signed had my name changed to Ian John Parrish. My middle name isn't John. My dad's middle name is John. My brother's middle name is John. My middle name is not John. I didn't change it to that. The document was addressed to my house. It was in his house. I never received that document. I never received any of the documents from the lasting power of attorney, the public guardians, but they were in my father's house. I know that he was stealing my mail from my house. They had keys to my house from 2014 to 2020, January 2020. And I changed my locks in 2020 because I found all these documents at his house. When I changed my locks and he was on holiday, when he came back, the first thing he did was he came to my house and I parked my van somewhere else so it wasn't in the drive. He parked in my space. He came into the house. He came into the flats, up the stairs. He banged on my door. He tried the door, couldn't get in. Banged on the door, couldn't get in. Put his key in the door, couldn't get in. I changed the locks. Banged on the door some more. I didn't answer. I was sat at the top of the stairs, didn't move, just sat there. He went back downstairs. He rang on the doorbell, on the intercom. I didn't answer. He came back up the stairs, tried the door again. Still didn't work because I changed the locks. Then he went away and he texted me and he said, I can't find my car keys. He drove to my house. He said, I can't find my car keys because you've turned my house upside down. I had been through everything in his house and I'd taken photographs of all of the dodgy information because he had so many dodgy records there, some that were addressed to me and things like that. He told me where I was looking for a will because they told me, my brother and my dad told me where the will was, and I was looking for it, and I'd had to go through the whole house to try and find it. And when I found it, it was fake because my mum couldn't write in 2017. I've got a recording of my dad saying that the will is a fake and that I'd have to take my dad to court to dispute the will, which is a fake, even though he admits to it, and it would cost me thousands. Well, I got nothing at all. Doesn't bother me, really. I mean, it bothers me that I've had to work so hard for the last now nearly 5 years. They were saying that they were going to bankrupt me and have me evicted from my own home. They've said that all the way along. I mean, my family, my brother and sister-in-law are just the most disgusting people I've ever met in my life. They threatened me with... if you don't stop pursuing us, what happened to your mum will happen to you. I mean, my sister-in-law, she's just a little tiny woman. I just kind of brush it off because she threatened me recently, 17th of April this year, only a little while ago. Same thing. Remember what we said to you, that if you don't stop going after us, what will happen to you? For God's sakes. Like I say, I'll brush it off because there's just no point. They're disgusting. What they say to me is disgusting. I'm not afraid of them. I mean, I was afraid in 2020 when I was having all these people following me and all this sort of thing. If you watch, it's not on yet, but if you watch part 17 and 18 and watch the videos that I put on, I had people following me about all the time, and that was scary, like really scary. And I was being threatened then by them, same people. My family did my mum in. They did it for money. I didn't get any money. They paid everybody off, including people in the police force, I believe. Coroner's office, hospital, GP practice, people that were in the pictures having an anniversary party, a year to the day from when the GP records were written. I get threatened a lot. I'm not allowed to report anything to the police. I've reported to the police crime commissioner twice. She doesn't do nothing. She said that she hadn't got anything to do with the police. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Yeah. They were hacking me for 4 years until I said I'd do a judicial review, and then that kind of stopped. Though my Wi-Fi knocks out all the time. I'll be watching a movie and it'll go off at like 9 every night. It has done for... It never did before. I mean, it used to work and everything fine. And it's only since all this has happened that my Wi-Fi will cut out. Or if I'm in the house for more than an hour or whatever it seems. I don't know. I suppose you've got to laugh, haven't you? You can just cry otherwise all the time. Anyway, this is about my mum, my late mum, what happened to her. This is supposed to be a short version of what happened to my mum. It's not very short. I'm sorry I've gone on a bit. Ian's Truth Be Told, True Crimes, what happened to my mum, the truth about what happened to my mum, on YouTube, on Ian's Field of Greens 2021. I've made all the playlists public again. I think I got about 70,000. They were trying to shut me down for 4 years, 4 years, trying to shut me down about what I was telling people on there, which was basically the same thing. It's just that this time I've done it on one channel instead of, mixed it into an animal and wildlife channel. And I've told the same thing, except I've told it out loud and I've said everyone's names and I put